The last time I did one of these saves, someone suggested Robert Horry, so I got to thinking, who else is a power forward with a clutch gene from long range? Who else could rip out opponents' hearts without a second thought? Oh, that's right. Larry Bird. Let's see if Larry Legend could take Robert Horry's place and win more than 7 championships in a 16-year career. It is 1992. Here we are with the new look Houston Rockets. As you can see, this team is pretty much perfect, so no one can complain. I'm just kidding. I don't care if you complain. But no one can say I didn't do my best. There are some guys, I can look at I mean, it doesn't really matter, but there are a couple guys like Winston Garland, right? He's not in the game. There's players, that's going to happen from time to time. There's going to be players that are in the game who retired early, who I just won't be able to get. So just if your favorite bench warmer is not on the team when we go through, please don't get that mad about it. As you can see, you know, Hakeem Olajuwon, Otis Thorpe, Vernon Maxwell, Kenny Smith, Sleepy Floyd, Terry Teagle. I'm a big fan of Terry Teagle. I don't really know why, I just know I love him. They're all here, and taking Robert Horry's place is, of course, Larry Bird. Now, the team looks much, much better with Larry Bird. That's pretty interesting. But they didn't really start to compete for a couple of years in real life, so we'll see how much Larry Bird makes a difference. I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be a big deal, so let's go ahead and get year 1 started. Compared to his real-life rookie season, Larry Bird's stats are a little bit underwhelming, but he did average 14.3 points, 6.4 rebounds, 6.3 assists, 1.4 steals, and half a block per game en route to winning first team all-rookie. The Rockets as a whole also slightly underperformed. In real life, they top their division, but in this case, they don't. They're going to be the 5 seed, which is not terrible. It means the matchup against Charles Barkley's Phoenix Suns. So kind of a preview of a player that's going to be on the team very soon. What? But let's see how we do in this first series. Largely behind Larry Bird's sharp shooting ways, the Rockets make quick work of Phoenix, and now they're going to want to take on Clyde Drexler and the Portland Trailblazers in round 2. Larry Bird and Hakeem Olajuwon have been trying, but to be honest with you, Clyde Drexler's above the rim game has just been too much for the Rockets to handle. They're down 3-2, so let's see if we can claw one back, or if the Trailblazers are going to go on to face the Jazz in the Western Conference Finals. We're very early into this 16-year sim, so I'm not going to make you sit through the end of this one. Safe to say, Portland's won the day. They're up by 17 with 54 seconds left to go. We'll go ahead and sim through the end, but there's not really any chance that the Rockets are coming back. Yeah, there you go. 122, excuse me, to 104. Portland is moving on to face the Utah Jazz. Let's see who wins these finals. And there you go, Utah fans. You actually did something.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
No, sorry, that was rude. The Jazz have beaten the Bulls in 6. Michael Jordan could not capture another title. And with that, let's head on to year number 2. Okay, season number 2, we have some big shoes to fill. Now, of course, the Houston Rockets won the NBA title this year, but the caveat here is that Michael Jordan was out of the league. In 2K, he's still here. I could take him out, but, you know, we're going to leave him in because we have Larry Bird, so I think it's going to be fine, right? Okay, we have 2 guys in the upper 80s. We also have Otis Thorpe, Vernon Maxwell, Kenny Smith. The big addition they made is Sam Cassell, the 24th pick in the draft, I believe. He should help out with the point guard. I was going to say the point guard depth, but we actually have a ton of point guards, so we'll just see how it goes. We have a very good team. I'm just not sure if they can live up to the finals champions at this point. I think Larry Bird is definitely going to win a few, but maybe not yet. Let's see how year 2 goes. In year 2, Larry Bird takes a nice step up, averaging 19.9 points, 7.7 rebounds, 6.7 assists, 1.7 steals, and 0.7 blocks en route to his first second-team All-NBA nod. And better yet, the Houston Rockets have moved up to a 2 seed this year, and in the first round, they draw a relatively easy matchup. The Clippers have like Ron Harper, Danny Manning, and pretty much nobody else, so we should make it through this pretty easily. Let's see how it goes. Larry Bird finds all kinds of ways to score in round 1, and the Rockets sweep the Clippers out of the playoffs in the process. Next up, John Stockton and Karl Malone are coming to town. Hopefully, just like in real life, the mailman doesn't deliver on Sundays. Here's something you probably weren't thinking you were going to hear today. This series came down to a battle between Vernon Maxwell and Ricky Pierce. Fortunately for the Rockets, Maxwell had Pierce's number in every single game, and they sweep the defending champs out of the playoffs. Now it's out of the Western Conference Finals, where we're going up against the Portland Trailblazers yet again. The Rockets find themselves in a 2-3 hole. Let's see if they can claw it back and force a Game 7. All right, we're coming into this one a little late because of my misclick, but the Portland Trailblazers up by 4 points, 45 seconds on the clock. Scotty Brooks, Oklahoma City zone at the line, makes the first. We love you, coach. Please, well, don't come back because you know, who cares? But he's putting up the second one. Make these, please. All right, it's a 2-point ball game. 45 seconds on the clock. This is anybody's game. Terry Porter brings the ball up the court, looking for someone to pass to. Gets a screen from, not sure who that is. Couldn't see the back of his jersey. Dominique Wilkins with the ball. He's going at Vernon Maxwell. You got to assume Portland loves that matchup. Dominique with the fader. Misses. Hakeem. No, is that Otis Thorpe? Otis Thorpe gets the rebound. Gets it to Larry Bird. Larry looks, finds Kenny Smith. Kenny Smith looks around. He gets it to Bird. Oh my gosh, was that Kevin Duckworth just flat out volleyball spiked that one into the 5th row? Jeez Louise. Larry Bird, you got to come with something stronger than that, my man. Woo-wee. All right, after a timeout, Houston has the ball down 2 points, 19.6 seconds on the clock. Vernon Maxwell looking for someone to inbound. Otis Thorpe, Vernon Maxwell, Kenny Smith with the ball. Looks, puts it up. Vernon, okay. I was going to say Otis Thorpe has an opening to, let's check real quick. Since it's a timeout, let's check. Hakeem Olajuwon he's fouled out of the game. So no Hakeem at the end of here. It's a tie ball game. You would love to have him if we go into overtime. So hopefully Houston could get out of this without having to go to OT, because not having Hakeem is going to be a big, big problem if we go into overtime. All right, 11.6 seconds on the clock. Portland have the ball. You have to assume they're going to hold for the last shot. They get it into Terry Porter. I also don't see Clyde Drexler out here, so maybe he is also fouled out. They get into Hakeem. Oh! Hakeem in the post against Vernon Maxwell. Easy matchup for him. He makes the shot. Houston gonna have to get a prayer up. Kenny Smith chunks it. Oh, he misses. Portland Trailblazers are your winners. They will advance to the NBA Finals, where I believe they're going up against the Charlotte Hornets. Unfortunately, unlike in real life, the Houston Rockets cannot win a title, but next year we're going to get some more firepower in this team, and maybe we'll have a shot. Let's go see who wins the finals. Grandmama, Alonzo Mourning, and Del Curry win a title over the Trailblazers in 5 games. Was not expecting that result. I was really expecting Chicago to come through, but it didn't happen. All right. On to year number 3. All right, I told you business was about to pick up, and as you can see, it definitely has, because the Rockets have gone out and added Clyde Drexler. Now, in real life, of course, Clyde came over after the Rockets won a championship. In this, we didn't win a championship last year, but I think we have a pretty good shot of at least making the finals this season. Year 3, Larry Bird takes another small step forward, which is to be expected considering he is now playing alongside 2 other 90-plus overall players. He averages 21.2 points, 7.8 rebounds, 7.3 assists, 1.6 steals, and 0.8 blocks en route to making second-team All-NBA for the 2nd year in a row. However, because the NBA only had 2 divisions back in the day, they are actually the 3 seed despite having the 2nd best record in the West. The good news is, though, they get to go up against Clyde Drexler's old team, the Portland Trailblazers. Should be a relatively easy first-round victory. Round 1 got a little sloppy at times, but then Kenny Smith, remember those wise words Hakeem Olajuwon once told him?
Can you bring me some water?
And the Rockets won in 4. Now they'll take on a Clippers team that includes Danny Manning and Ron Harper. It should be winnable, but we'll see how it goes. Larry Bird misses a few games, putting the Rockets in a little bit of a tough spot, but fortunately guys like Kenny Smith and Otis Thorpe take up the torch. However, we find ourselves locked in a Game 7 battle against the Clippers. Let's see if we can finish this one out. 1:16 on the clock. Houston down by 2. We will let this one ride. Ron Harper brings the ball up the court, looking for somebody to get open, moving guys around. I don't know the Clippers team very well, so if I miss a player, I apologize. And their jerseys are hard to read. I'm not sure who number 54 is, but he sets a good screen. Ron Harper hits a lay-in. It's a 4-point game for the Clippers. Clyde Drexler brings the ball up the court. Why is Larry Bird not in the game? Can we check? Is he hurt? Please don't be hurt again, Larry. He looks to be fine. Maybe he fouled out. Maybe he's tired. He should be in the game. I'm not sure why Larry Bird is not in the game. In fact, Clyde Drexler? Clyde Drexler misses. Okay, in fact, what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to put Larry Bird in the game because it is kind of ridiculous that he's not. Houston down by 4 with 40 seconds left to go. And they find Hakeem Olajuwon. Easy dunk over number 54. Who is that? That is Pinkney? Pinkney? I think that's his name. I can't really read the back of his jersey very well. I apologize. My eyes are very bad. Ron Harper brings the ball up the court, looks for a screen, doesn't like it, finds Doc Rivers. That Doc Rivers goes up, and Hakeem says, "No, sir." Oh my Lord, what a block from the dream. That's not Doc Rivers. That's a fake player. You know how you could tell? Because he has a terrible tattoo. All right, let's go into the timeout and see what happens. Kenny Smith with the ball. Gets a screen. No, not a screen. I don't know what Larry Bird did there. Larry Bird with the ball, backing his man down, gets right past him. This should be, he doesn't take it, gets it out to Hakeem, goes to Clyde. Clyde's looking, goes at Ron Harper. Clyde, you need to put something up, my friend. Oh, that's not the shot you want, but Clyde hits. Ooh, man, that was a tough shot. That's a very tough shot from Mr. Drexler. Of course, we would expect nothing less from the glide. Gliding through the air, backwards, I might add, hitting a step-back jumper with 4.4 seconds on the clock to tie this game up. Now, the bad news is the Clippers will have the last shot. Ron Harper's been playing very well so far this game. They get it to Allen Houston, another good player. He's going to not shoot, get it over to Rivers, missed earlier, but makes it there. Oh my God. I really thought this team was going to go all the way. Oh my God, no. Rivers knocks us out with a last-second triple. The Houston Rockets fall once again just before they didn't even make the Western Conference Finals. That happened last year too. Oh my gosh, this is distressing. The good news is that next year, the team is going to get even stronger. So hopefully we can win next year. I don't know. Let's go ahead and see who wins the finals in 1995. And the Jazz win yet again. This time they take out the Bulls. They might have done that last time too. I can't really remember, but unfortunately they are the champions once again. We'll have to try again next year. And the bad news for Houston fans is this next year will be the last year that Larry Legend is on your team. I had my years off. All this time I thought Charles Barkley was going to join us in year 4, but Chuck does not come over until 96-97 when Larry Bird will be gone. So unfortunately, we did not get that extra firepower I thought we were going to get. The good news, though, is that Larry Bird is progressing. He's up to a 94 overall. Of course, Hakeem and Clyde are slowly getting worse, but I think the league is basically in a place right now where we have a very good shot to at least make the finals. I know I said that last year, but I really do think we have a good chance this year. So let's get into year number 4. In year 4, Larry Bird continues to impress, averaging 23.4 points, 6.7 rebounds, 9.1 assists, 1.9 steals, and 1 blocks per game. And you might be thinking to yourself, dang, that sounds like MVP numbers. Unfortunately, his teammate Clyde Drexler won MVP, and Larry Bird has to settle for first team All-NBA. But the good news is the team does have the best record in the league because of those two guys, and Hakeem Olajuwon, of course. So they will be the 1 seed going up against Kevin Johnson and the Phoenix Suns, who is a team that we're about to get very familiar with in year number 5. But for now, let's see if we can beat them in the playoffs. Your season MVP gets busy in the first round, absolutely dominating the Suns, and now the Rockets will go on to face Gary Payton and the Seattle Supersonics in round 2. It is Clyde Drexler's world, and we're just living in it. The Seattle Supersonics are no match for the Rockets. They roll through them in 6, and now it's on to face our old nemesis, the Los Angeles Clippers. It's Game 7 against the Clippers with a trip to the finals against the Charlotte Hornets on the line. All right, so we have 1:19 on the clock. LA is down by 3. Houston with a 3-point lead has the ball. Larry Bird is about to check into the game, which is good news for them. Kenny Smith with a no-look pass to Olajuwon. Okay, we got a little trickery, a little fancy move in there. Rivers brings the ball up the court, goes at his man. I think that's Kenny Smith, not positive. Looking for somebody, doesn't find anyone. Gets a screen from some big guy that looks to be made up. In fact, both these guys look fake. And Kenny Smith forces Rivers out of bounds. Rivers with a turnover, which that means the good news is Larry Bird is checking into the game, as is Danny Manning. Kenny Smith with it, brings it down the court. Really, Houston just needs to hold on, run some clock. No need to move fast. Larry Bird in the post. Unfortunately, they're not listening to me. Larry Bird jacks it up. Doesn't matter. Hits the shot. They are up by 7 with 45 seconds left to go. Macy brings the ball down the court. He's looking for somebody. Ron Harper gets a screen but doesn't use it. Campbell to Harper. Looking, drives at Drexler. Probably not your best move. He is the MVP after all. Ron Harper doing nothing, just kind of standing around. This has to have been a 3 seconds in the key by now, but apparently not. Gets it to Manning, gets it to Harper. Harper with a deep 3, probably going to miss this one. He does. Larry Bird with the rebound. Kenny Smith, the Jet, brings it up the court. This is going to be your ball game, ladies and gentlemen. They've slayed their demons. They have made it past the Clippers, and now they will be going on to face the Charlotte Hornets in the NBA Finals. That means it's going to be Grandmama versus Larry Bird for the NBA championship. Here we go. Unlike in real life where Robert Horry was part of 2 championship teams, Larry Bird has won 0 so far with Houston. This is going to be his last and only chance with the Rockets in the finals throughout his career. So let's see if we can finish this one out in style before we move on. The Rockets find themselves up 3-1 in the series, largely because the MVP continues to do MVP-like things. However, I would be remiss to not also mention that Kenny Smith has turned himself from water boy into water bug with his play this series. Let's see if the Rockets can finish this one out. No need to jump into this one to show you game footage because Houston has had this wrapped up from the opening tip. They are currently up by, 28 points? My math could be off. That's going to be, make it 30-31 if Otis Thorpe can hit this free throw. But yes, this game is well and truly over. Houston will win a title with Larry Bird. That means Larry Bird doesn't quite equal Robert Horry's real life output so far, but I have to assume that things are going to improve here in a couple years. But for now, I will see you when the confetti drops and the Houston Rockets are your NBA champion. And there you have it. Sam Cassell gets to dribble it out as the Rockets win the title in Houston. Love to see them win in the city for the city. Everybody's celebrating. Larry Bird's armpits look magnificent.
Let me put a shirt on for you.
Such great hair, and everybody is around him celebrating. Potentially, he could be Finals MVP. I would think it would go to Clyde Drexler from the box scores, but maybe I'm wrong. But yes, here you go. Rockets are your champions. The coaches shake hands. We'll get to the trophy celebration, and then we'll get out of here. And there it is, the NBA Championship Larry O'Brien Trophy. I don't know why I said it in that order, but I sure did. With Larry Bird's fingers somehow magically going through it, it looks like he may have actually won Finals MVP. There it is. Larry Bird lifts the trophy in his final year as a Houston Rocket. Let's move on to year number 5 and see where he goes next. Welcome to year number 5. As you can see, the Suns team is looking pretty decent this year. Now, the bad news is, of course, that Jason Kidd doesn't come until the middle of the season of this team, so we're not going to see Larry Legend and J. Kidd team up, because as you may remember, Robert Horry doesn't stick around in Phoenix for very long, so this is the team we're going to have for this portion of the season, and then we'll move on to our next team sometime in January, I believe. But anyways, here's the roster. Looking pretty decent. Lots of good players. We have Steve Nash, Michael Finley, young guys, a bunch of olds up here, but I think this team is going to do okay. Unfortunately, of course, we're not going to see how they finish. Well, we'll see how they finish, but we won't be on the team. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into the start of year number 5. The Suns are leading the Western Conference with a 25-9 record, but on the Robert Horry timeline, this is when he goes to LA. Okay, make sure and avert your eyes, Celtics and Lakers fans. This is not a drill. Larry Bird has come to LA. I know it looks weird. The team is very young, has some room to grow, but I think just like the real Lakers, we're going to win at least a couple championships with this squad. So let's get us started. It's the end of year 5, and Larry Bird takes another jump, averaging 25.5 points, 9.6 rebounds, 8.6 assists, 1.8 steals, and 0.6 blocks en route to making first team All-NBA yet again, and also for the first time ever, making it on the first team defensive team. However, the Lakers had a few injury woes and they did fall down to the 5th seed, but they're in the playoffs, and the best part is there's an opportunity for Larry Legend to get some revenge on the Phoenix Suns. It's a pretty easy first round series for the Lakers thanks to Larry Bird's continued dominance. However, now things are going to get a little bit tougher as they face the Seattle Supersonics with the best record in the league. Larry Bird's jumper kind of leaves in this series, but luckily he has Shaq's defense and Kobe's hot shooting to carry him through to the Western Conference Finals, where it's going to be a battle of LA. It is yet another relatively easy series for the Lakers as Larry Legend and Nick Van Exel lead them to victory over the Clippers in 5 games. And now it's on to the finals where they'll face Terry Mills, Never Nervous Purvis, and the rest of the Washington Bullets. Nick Van Exel's 3-hunting hot streak has continued, but really it's been Shaq coming alive in the finals. He's finally having dominant offensive performances, and the Lakers find themselves up 3-1. Let's see if we can finish this thing out and get Larry Legend title number 2. On the road, 2 minutes, 10 seconds left. LA actually finds themselves down by 9. Let's see if they can get back in this. I'm not really sure what the Bullets' plan here is, but Corliss Williams just lets Larry Bird hit an easy jumper over him. Lakers down by 7. The comeback may be on. Larry Bird gets fouled. He's going to the line to shoot 2. If he can make these, it will be a 5-point ball game. He misses the first though. Ooh, not ideal. Although Nick Van Exel checking back into the game, that is huge for the Lakers. He has been a big reason they've even made it this far. Larry Bird taking his second shot. He does make this one. So now it is a 6-point game, 1:40 left on the clock. And after a Bullets miss, Froby jacks up this shot. He misses, but thankfully when you have Shaq on the team, it doesn't matter because he cleans it up. Lakers down by 4. All right, 1 minute on the clock. We will stick with this one. I believe this is Jason Williams, brings the ball up the court. Somehow gets that ball to Never Nervous Purvis. He puts it up, misses. Shaq gets the rebound. Purvis has been struggling since I have been watching. McLeod gets to Bird. He's driving, he's shooting. He's making. This is a 2-point ball game. 50 seconds on the clock. I really thought Washington was going to force a game 6, but that has not been the case. Purvis goes at Shaq. Not the best matchup. He does get the make, though. Out of a timeout, the Lakers are down by 4. 35 seconds on the clock. McLeod inbounding, looking for someone, needs to get it in. Come on, serve. Gets it in Nick Van Exel. Van Exel probably going to look for a screen. That's kind of a screen from Larry Bird. I'm not really sure what that was. Gets the ball into Larry Bird. Probably a good person to go to. Ooh, that was a tough shot, but he makes. I mean, it is Larry Bird, so that's not a surprise. 2-point ball game, 25 seconds on the clock. Kobe goes for the steal. but it's a foul. That didn't look like an intentional foul, but maybe it was. The Bullets are up by 6, and they take the second shot. Yeah, it makes it. If you can notice, I have no idea how to pronounce that man's name, so I'm not even going to try. I apologize. But yeah, 4-point ball game, 23 seconds on the clock. Gonna be tough. Lakers are going to need to have a quick shot here if they want to have a chance. Get the ball in, please. McLeod, there it is to Van Exel. Van Exel back to McLeod to Bird. He needs to put up a shot quickly. I'm not sure why they're standing around. Put it up right there. There it is. Good shot. Wide open. Makes. It's back to a 2-point ball game. 15 seconds on the clock. They're going to have to foul and hope someone misses. I hope they don't get it to Kobe Bryant's man. They don't, or they do, but he passes to Williams. I think that's Jason Williams. Van Exel maybe fouling a little too hard. Michael Williams, excuse me. Pardon me, Mr. Michael. All right, Michael Williams to the line. 14 seconds left. 2-point ball game. He misses the first one, so no matter what, the Lakers have a chance to tie on the next possession. Can he make this one, or will he fade in the clutch yet again? He does make the second one, so we're going to go to a timeout. Lakers down by 3, 14 seconds on the clock. To be honest, having Larry Bird on your team, this is like best case scenario. I mean, there's not many other 3-point shooters in the clutch you would want over Larry Bird in his prime, I don't think. I mean, Steph Curry, Reggie Miller, Ray Allen maybe, but it does not get much better than Larry Legend. All right, let's see what the Lakers have drawn up. The bench is on their feet. McLeod looking to inbound the ball. Gets it into Van Exel. Also, Van Exel, another great 3-point shooter. They have some options here, but they're going to have to start moving. They get it to McLeod. McLeod, not the player you want to hit it, but he hits it anyway. McLeod, definitely not. That's a Steve Kerr-like moment. The Lakers knew everybody else was going to be guarding Bird. They were going to be guarding Van Exel, so they get it to Randy McLeod. And he hits a game-tying 3 with 7.9 seconds left. I guess he has become this team's Robert Horry in some ways. All right, 8 seconds on the clock. Tie ball game. Washington probably going to hold this for the last shot. We'll see if they can make it. Michael Williams with the ball. He missed a free throw, put him in this position. They get it into never nervous Purvis Ellis. Can he hit this? He puts it up, and he does hit it. Oh, 8.8 seconds on the clock. No timeouts. Can he hit a game winner? Nick Van Exel from deep. Oh, I thought he had it. Oh, I thought he had it. Oh, I thought we had another AI moment. Oh, man, if you haven't seen the Duncan save, please go back and watch that. There is an insane full court heave that goes in, but unfortunately it doesn't happen here. We will have to be going on to a game number 6. We had an eventful game number 5. It's time to go to game number 6, see if we can close this thing out if we're going to go into a game 7. All right, you might be seeing this and think, oh no, they're hacking a Shaq. Well, he does have 41 points, at 85% field goal percentage tonight. Holy crap, Shaq is dominant.
He is him.
But you can see the score. The hack a Shaq doesn't matter. 13 seconds left. Lakers up by, I believe that is 36 points now. So this one is not in doubt. The Bullets had a great game 5, but cannot replicate it. Too tired. They got very, very tired from that game. You can't blame them. It was a tough one. And Shaquille O'Neal is going to finish this out by missing a free throw. And we are just going to see the confetti drop and see the Great Western Forum celebrate their first title with Shaq, Kobe, and Larry Legend. Hopefully the first of many. I didn't really expect to win a title this year, to be honest with you. I thought it would take a couple years. I thought we needed Kobe to evolve his game some more, but he proved me wrong very quickly. The Lakers in Larry Legend's first season with the team are NBA champions much earlier than it happened in Robert Horry's career. So now he's actually, I guess we should, if we're keeping a running total, I should mention Horry and Larry Bird now tied 2-2 in titles. Of course, you know, it happened in a different order, but that doesn't matter. I will see you at the start of year number 6. It is year 6, and we have the Foxy one joining the team. Rick Fox is here, as are the rest of the Lakers. Most of them, at least. There are a couple of guys who aren't in the game, but we do have most of them. I did make one change. I moved Larry Bird to being a power forward just because we don't have any other power forwards, as you can see. And to be fair, Robert Horry did play power forward back in the day, so it makes sense. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into year number 6. I think it's safe to say the move to power forward worked out pretty well for Larry Bird. He averages 28.3 points, 9.9 rebounds, 7.2 assists, 1.8 steal, and 1 block en route to winning MVP, first team All-NBA, and first team All-Defense. The only problem is that Shaq is limited to just 31 games in the regular season.
That ain't no problem.
He's back, he's healthy for the playoffs, but the Lakers are a 3 seed as a result. They'll be going up against one of Larry Bird's old teams, the Phoenix Suns, in round 1. Steve Nash is cooking Nick Van Exel in the first round, but it does not matter because Shaq is too dominant to handle. The Lakers go through in 4, and now it's time to face D. Brown, Dikembe Mutombo, and the rest of the Denver Nuggets. Kobe Bryant comes alive. It's an easy sweep for the Lakers, and now we're moving on to the Western Conference Finals, where we'll face the Vancouver Grizzlies. And I looked at their team. Their starting center is 68 overall, so yeah, Shaq is gonna feast. You may have thought I was joking about how bad the Grizzlies center is, but look at the highlights. Shaq is dominant. I don't think he had a game with less than 15 rebounds, but after the sweep, it's on to face the Indiana Pacers in the NBA Finals. Shaq's dominance continues against the Pacers, but I have to say I think the turning point is how much Nick Van Exel has been able to frustrate Jason Kidd. Lakers are up 3-2. Let's see if they can finish this thing out and win their second title in a row. All right, unfortunately, as you can see, the Lakers are continuing to dominate this postseason. They're up by 17 with a minute left to go, so not really much of a shot that Indiana can get back in this. I will go ahead and just, oh, Kobe hit that. Ooh, that was pretty. A pretty shot from Froby. All right, now they're up by what? 16 points? Had to do some quick maths. All right, I will go ahead and skip to the confetti. Hopefully in the future we can have some better playoff games, but you know, we'll take an easy series, won't we? I mean, I'm sure Larry Bird is not mad about it. And there you have it. For the second time in a row, the Lakers are your NBA champions. Larry Bird finishes out the series with a 37.16 assist triple-double alongside 4 steals. Just an absolute dominant performance from Larry Legend. And this is actually his 3rd title in a row, because remember, he did win one with the Rockets to end his career there. So at this point, Larry Bird is well ahead of Robert Horry's pace, and it does not look like the Lakers are slowing down anytime soon. They waltzed through this finals victory, and you have to assume they're going to keep doing so for at least the next few years. But anyways, let's get out of here and let's go start season number 7. All right, so we are here in season number 7. If you see my face and it's not matching up with the sound of my voice, it's because my microphone stopped working and I'm having to re-record this audio. All you need to know is the Lakers look pretty similar as to what they did last year. In real life, they had Derek Harper. He's not in the game for whatever reason, so I went ahead and added Ron Harper, who they will get next year. And with that said, let's go ahead and get into year number 7. In year number 7, Larry Bird's stats take a small hit because he is playing alongside an improving Kobe Bryant. He averages 25.2 points, 10 rebounds, 8.3 assists, 1.8 steals, and 1 block en route to winning 2nd team All-NBA and 1st team All-Defense. But the best news is that the Lakers are the 1 seed. They will face the Vancouver Grizzlies in round 1. It is a tight series. Larry Bird and Antonio McDyess go to war, but the Lakers come out on top 3-2. Now they'll be facing a very familiar foe, the Los Angeles Clippers. The Lakers pretty easily come out on top over the Clippers in a 5-game series. They are now going to face the Seattle Supersonics in the Western Conference Finals. And the Lakers clean it up pretty easily, to be honest. They win in 5. Shaq is absolutely dominant, and the Lakers are going to go on to face the Indiana Pacers in the finals once again. The issue here, though, is that Jason Kidd, the reigning MVP, is out for the season, so the Pacers will not have their best player, which means that the Lakers should very easily win this series. Yeah, as expected, the Lakers are absolutely dominating. They have won each of their first 3 games by at least 15 points. Now we're going into game number 4. Let's see if we can wrap this thing up with a sweep. I don't have the record book at hand, but this may be the biggest drubbing we have ever seen in a closeout game in the NBA Finals. The Lakers are winning 132-76 with a minute left. So the Pacers have literally no chance. Let's just skip to the end. And there you have it. Larry Bird and the Lakers pick up yet another title. Bird is on a roll. I don't think it's stopping anytime soon. Remember, this era of the Lakers was when they were just starting to become good, and then they dominated for 3 back-to-back titles. I have a feeling this team might win 5 or 6 in a row before Bird leaves, but let's see how it goes in year number 8. All right, hopefully this time we don't lose my mic. I don't have to redo everything. But look, you got a break for my beautiful face, so I'm sure you loved it. As for the team, they're looking pretty much exactly the same. I mean, we did add Tyronn Lue. That's a huge pickup for us. But otherwise, the big news is that Kobe Bryant has overtaken Larry Bird as the best player on the team, at least by overall rating. So let's see how that affects season number 8. In year number 8, Larry Bird picks up his 2nd MVP award, averaging 25.1 points, 11 rebounds, 8.6 assists, 1.9 steals. He also makes the 1st team All-NBA and 1st team All-Defensive team yet again. And of course, the best news is that they're the 1 seed. They will be taking on Marcus Camby's Spurs in round number 1. Let's see how they do. The Lake Show makes it through the first round relatively unscathed, at least on the scoreboard. However, Shaquille O'Neal did pick up a little injury. He'll be out for a week or 2, so that may may affect our series against the Supersonics, but we'll just have to see. Travis Knight gets eaten alive. However, the Lakers are too strong. Shaq comes back in Game 3. They absolutely dominate the Sonics. It is now on to the Western Conference Finals with a classic 2000s matchup, Lakers versus Kings. Just like in real life, the Lakers make a light work of the Kings.
Yeah, buddy! Wait!
And it's back to the NBA Finals. This time it's the Charlotte Hornets led by Larry Johnson and Alonzo Mourning. Let's see if we can make it a 5th title in a row for Larry Bird. Okay, this is what I was kind of worried about with this save, is that once we got to the Lakers, they would just steamroll the league, and so far that's been true. We're up 3-1. Let's see if we can finish it out and win Larry Bird his 5th title. And here we go again. The Lakers absolutely dominant in closeout games, 130 to 104 with 1:15 on the clock. Just absolutely dismantling this Hornets team. You know, and they have a full complement of players, so it's not like they can blame their star player getting hurt or anything. Shaq just destroying that shot. I don't know who shot that. We're at the start of the Lakers dynasty, and this is their 4th title in a row. So I think this is going to be a bloodbath for the rest of the league for the next couple of years. But you know, we still got to play the games. And there it is. The Lakers finished the game. They have won their 4th straight title. Larry Bird with his MVP season finishes it in the best way possible. In fact, Larry Bird, this is his 5th title in a row, because remember, he finished his career with Houston with the title as well. Now, if you're keeping track at home, ladies and gentlemen, at this point, Robert Horry, 3 titles, Larry Bird, 5. So Larry Bird obviously doing much better. We'll see if he can continue those winning ways as we head into year 9. Season number 9 is kicked off. As you can see, the biggest change is that Glenn Rice has been replaced by Isaiah Ryder. Not really that big of a deal, but the team is looking okay. I mean, obviously the top end talent is there. The bench depth, maybe not quite so much, but I still think we have a very good shot of winning another title. So let's go ahead and get to the season. In year number 9, Larry Bird is toying with teams en route to his 2nd straight MVP. He averages 26 points, 9.6 rebounds, 8.2 assists, 1.9 steals, and 0.7 blocks. He also makes first team NBA alongside, I have to point out, Kobe and Shaq. 3 players from one team all in first team NBA. Wild. He's also 2nd team defense. And the Lakers are, of course, the 1 seed going up against what is a pretty bad Phoenix Suns team, if I'm being honest with you. It should be a sweep. My apologies to Phoenix. I guess Steve Nash was day-to-day, but he did play in that series and played well. However, it doesn't really matter. The Lakers sweep. They're going to go on to round 2, where they'll face the Portland Trailblazers led by Vin Baker. Yeah, Portland has no answer for Larry Legend and Kobe Bryant. The duo dominate throughout the series, getting the Lakers a sweep. Moving on to the Western Conference Finals, where they'll face Keith Van Horn's Houston Rockets. So again, probably another easy one for the Lakers. Right, the Lakers actually dropped the game 2, in fact, but it's not enough. They get through in 6. Now they're going on to face T-Mac's Philadelphia 76ers. And interestingly enough, this is the same team the Lakers faced in this year's finals in real life, just a very different squad. Let's see how this one turns out. Okay, this is a surprise. Philly has ran out to a 3-2 series lead. We're actually losing in the finals. This is a rarity. Let's see if we can get this one back, force a game 7. 1 minute, 38 seconds left on the clock. LA finds themselves down by 4. Horace Grant inbounds the ball to Tyronn Lue. He's looking for somebody, finds Larry Bird. Ooh, you do not see Larry Bird get alley-oops very often, but there he grabs one, puts the Lakers down by just 2 points. 1:32 left on the clock. T-Mac brings the ball up the court. He's wearing Allen Iverson number 3. Thought for a second he took Allen Iverson's jersey. T-Mac step back. Ooh, he misses, but Ilgauskas gets the rebound. He misses. Shaq cleans it up. Gets the ball to Lue. Lue's going to bring it down the court. For some reason, Kobe Bryant not on the court for whatever reason. I'm not sure what's happening. Isaiah Ryder, there's kind of like some handoffs there. Isaiah Ryder trying to drive on. I'm not sure who number 48 is. Tyronn Lue, though, on Jason Williams. Gets around him, looks for a screen, doesn't get the switch. Still looking, still thinking. Got to do something. Got to put it up. He puts the shot up, and he misses. Not the best position there for Mr. Lue. Okay, we have the ball. Sean Marion. Tracy McGrady shoots. Oh, it rims out. Oh my gosh, that would have been a dagger right there, but it does not go in. Larry Bird with the ball, driving on Tracy McGrady. He's thinking about it. No, he doesn't. Gets it back to Tyronn Lue. Tyronn Lue does shoot, and he misses. Ooh, again, not the best shot. Probably not the guy you want shooting in this scenario. I'm not sure why they haven't called. Okay, they did foul, but I'm not sure why they haven't called a timeout. Real quick, can we check? Is Kobe fouled out of the game? Why is he not in right now? Is Kobe hurt? No, he played 20 minutes. Oh my gosh, he fouled out in 20 minutes? Eey. Kobe fouls out in 20 minutes. Larry Bird is sitting on 5 fouls. Goodness gracious. Isaiah Ryder has been carrying the team tonight, actually. Man. Wow, look at that stat line from Bird, though. He almost has a triple-double here. Shaq not playing well either. Tracy McGrady at the line. trying to put Philadelphia up by 4 with 26 seconds on the clock. He makes the first. We have a 3-point ball game. T-Mac with the ball, shooting his second free throw. He puts it up. That's going. Oh, I thought that was in for sure. No, he misses. A big miss there. Lou with the ball gets it to Bird, the person you want the ball to be in his hands. Bird drives at the rim. He's got to do something here. He does. Oh, how did he miss that? How did he miss? Oh, Larry Bird choked in the clutch. T-Mac going to the line, 15 seconds, could put the Philadelphia 76ers up by 5. And this would end the Lakers. I mean, it wouldn't end their dynasty, but it would end their unbeaten streak. They have won 4 straight championships, playing for number 5, and it looks like they're not going to get it. Kobe Bryant only manages 20 minutes in this closeout game. Wow. All right, coming out of the timeout, 15 seconds on the clock. Lakers down by 5. They're going to need a quick shot here. Larry Bird's not even in the game. What are they doing? Why is he not in the game? Horace Grant, Derek Fisher, put it up. Jacks up a triple. He hits that. Wow. Wow. Okay. 2-point game, 10 seconds on the clock. They need this bad. I'm not sure why Larry Bird is. Oh, he fouled out. Larry Bird fouled out, of course. Oh my gosh. Larry Bird and Kobe both foul out in game 6. Game 6. Man, T-Mac to the line to ice it. Philly up by 2. He makes the first. They're up by 3. 9.1 seconds on the clock. The Lakers need a miracle. I thought he missed that one. Okay. T-Mac hits. It's a 4-point ball game. They're going to need to shoot quick. Probably want to put the ball in Derek Fisher's hands. This would be a great time to have Robert Horry, but unfortunately I have Larry Bird. Probably a sentence that no one's ever said in their lives. But them's the breaks here. Got to look for a 3-point shooter. That's probably, Derek Fisher's not even in the game. No, there he is. Yeah, I thought that was Isaiah Ryder. Excuse me. That's Isaiah Ryder. Isaiah gets the ball. Sean Marion locks him up. The Matrix not letting him shoot. Isaiah, you got to do something, man. Oh my, what is this? What are you doing? Oh my God. Kobe Bryant and Larry Bird fail to win another title. Jack is inconsolable, as he should be, with his running mates fouling out, especially Kobe, fouling out in only 20 minutes in a closeout game. Absolutely tragic. The 76ers are your NBA champions. Wild that we have won 4 straight and then we lose this one, but that's why you play the ball games, I guess. All right, folks, let's get on to year number 10 and see if we can get back to winning ways. Year number 10 is kicking off, and as you can see, the team is mostly the same. Not a lot of big changes. Basically, Isaiah Ryder left. We added Mitch Richmond, but other than that, not a lot of big changes. I mean, you got a lot of, classic Lakers, Brian Shaw, Mark Madsen, Rick Fox, all those guys are here. They're not that good, but it doesn't really matter when you have this big 3 that we have, so let's get the season started. In year 10, Larry Bird cannot repeat his MVP because Shaquille O'Neal wins the award. Bird does average 24.6 points, 9.7 rebounds, 8.4 assists, 1.9 steals, and half a block en route to winning second team All-NBA and first team defense. And here's the good news. The Lakers are a 1 seed. However, both Kobe Bryant and Samake Walker have season-ending injuries, so it's going to be a very tough road back to the NBA Finals. Let's see if Larry Legend and the Big Diesel can make it happen. We are at least going to make it through round 1 as Larry Bird averages 40 points a game against the Rockets. But I think Steve Nash and the rest of the Phoenix Suns are going to be a much bigger test here in round 2. Larry Bird's had 2 50-point games this series, and the Lakers have lost both of them. They find themselves down in a 3-1 hole with the season on the line. Steve Nash has been lights out, but let's see if the Lakers can claw one back. All right, folks, this time we cannot even get back to the finals. As you can see, the Lakers find themselves down by 26 points with 1:18 left. Let's look at the stat line real quick. I didn't check it before I jumped in. Bird having not the best night, but as you can see, it looks like Shaq is also hurt, so this team is just going nowhere fast, unfortunately. Great game from Steve Nash and Michael Finley. Got to give it up to them. But the Lakers, just too many injuries this season. They'll have, I believe, 1 more shot to win a title with Larry Legend before he moves on to the Spurs. But for now, we're just going to get out of here and see who wins the 01-02 NBA Finals. And the Philadelphia 76ers actually repeat. They win the championship. T-Mac is the Finals MVP. They go 4-1 over the Suns to get themselves back-to-back NBA championships. Good for them. Let's get on to year number 11. It is year number 11. Larry Bird has entered his 30s, and we are going to see how this season goes. Obviously, Kobe's still hurt. He's out for 2 to 4 weeks with a right leg fracture, so we're going to struggle at first, but I think it's going to be fine, hopefully. As you saw last year, it didn't really work out very well for us, but we had a lot of injuries, so hopefully this year we can avoid that. Let's get the final season in LA started. As the talent in the league around him gets better, Larry Bird falls down to third team All-NBA, but still makes first team defense. This year he averages 24.1 points, 9.2 rebounds, 8 assists, 1.9 steals, and 0.7 blocks. However, because Kobe misses much of the season, they don't really have that fourth good guy. The Lakers fall all the way down to a 4 seed, and they'll have to face the Jamal Mashburn-led Timberwolves in round 1. Shaq Daddy and Larry Legend bully their way through the first round, dominating the Timberwolves in the paint. However, it's about to get a lot more difficult because Sacramento is coming to town and they have 4 players rated 87 or higher, so it's going to be quite the test for the Lakers. Larry Bird misses 3 games with a high ankle sprain, but it does not matter. Kobe and Shaq take care of business, and the Lakers are facing the San Antonio Spurs in the Western Conference Finals, a team we're about to get to know very well. Somehow they're doing it. The Lakers keep winning. Now they're in the finals once again, going up against T-Mac's Philadelphia 76ers. Let's see if we can get revenge for 2 seasons ago. I am as surprised as you are. I did not know if we would win a series, and yet here we are in the finals up 3-1 with a chance to win this thing. Let's do it. Wow, Larry Bird and the LA Lakers in their relationship in style. They are up by 29 points on Philadelphia in this closeout game in LA. Just absolute dismantling from bell to bell. Philly never stood a chance. And this means that Larry Bird is now going to become a 6-time NBA champion. 6 NBA champions, which ties him with Bob Cousy, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Jordan, and Scottie Pippen. There's only like a handful of old Boston Celtics players that are above him now. And of course, Robert Horry, who has 7. But we're going to have a chance to get above the man, the myth, the legend, Big Shot Bob in the next few seasons when we join the San Antonio Spurs. So I will see you back on our new team. One of the problems here in year number 12 with the Spurs lineup is that a lot of their players either are too old, have retired, or they're not in the game. Like I can't find Matt Carroll, I can't find Bruce Bowen, I can't find Devin Brown. So I have their 5 players that are like the core players, and then just a bunch of, you know, whoever's around them. But we got Bird, we got Duncan, Manu, Parker, Hito. So we got the 5 guys you want. We're going to roll with this. So let's get into year number 12. In year 12, Bird plays in a much more balanced system. So his numbers are down quite a bit. He averages 18.8 points, 7.6 rebounds, 7.8 assists, 1.6 steals, making the 3rd team All-NBA and 2nd team defensive teams. However, spreading it around has worked very well for the Spurs. They are the number 1 seed in the West, and they'll be going up against a Denver Nuggets team led by Peja Stojakovic. As expected, San Antonio rolls through the round 1 matchup. Next up, though, they have Chris Webber and the Seattle Supersonics. The Spurs ride hot 3-point shooting through to the Western Conference Finals, and we're going to be facing a familiar foe. It's Steve Nash and the Phoenix Suns. Steve Nash makes some shots, but he cannot keep up with Hito and Larry Legend on the outside. Spurs sweep their way to the finals where they're going to face Gilbert Arenas and, get this, Shaquille O'Neal's Washington Wizards. Let's see what happens when these former teammates collide. The Spurs' shooting touch has gone away a little bit, and Agent Zero has the Wizards in position to win this series. They're up 3-2. Let's see if we could force a Game 7. All right, so I didn't jump into this one because the Spurs won by 10 points. So we are going to have a Game 7. It's time to see who's going to pull this one off and become NBA champions. 4 minutes on the clock. San Antonio is up by 4. There's like a weird blue light filter. I'm not sure exactly what's happening here, but let's see how this one ends. Shaq Daddy goes to work in the paint on Tim Duncan, hits this sky hook. It's a 2-point ball game. After Tim Duncan makes some free throws, Shaq draws a favorable matchup in the post against Tony Parker, misses the first, gets his own rebound, puts it back up. It's a 2-point ball game. But then Tony Parker comes right back down the court, buries this step back in Gilbert's face, back up to 4. A few possessions later, Manu goes for the steal, misses. This created guy named Elliott drives forward, hits a jumper. Back to a 2-point ball game. 2:30 to go. 1:52 left on the clock. We're just going to hang with this one. It's a 2-point ball game. Gilbert Arenas has the ball. Tony Parker guarding, looking for a screen from Shaq. Gets it, finds Shaq for an easy dunk. It's a tie ball game. Manu bringing the ball down the court. He's got to look for something good. They've missed quite a few shots in a row here. Apologies again for the little blue light filter. I'm not sure if you're seeing that. Tony Parker pulls. Not the best shot. Gilbert got a good contest there. Jalen Rose bringing the ball down the court. Gets it to Gilbert. Agent Zero has been on fire tonight. I think he has 38, maybe 40 points. Finds Shaq on the outside. Gets it over to Rose. Rose looks, thinks about it. Being guarded, I think that's by Hito. Hito guarding well. Larry Bird is guarding. Shaq puts it up over Larry Bird. And also, you can see that The blue, I don't know if it's happening on your screen. The blue just keeps like flashing now. So it's being very weird. Anyways, back onto the game. Tony Parker with the ball. 1 minute, 4 seconds left. Manu pulls. He misses. That's back-to-back, I believe, missed threes for the Spurs. So their great shooting has gone cold. Agent Zero with the ball. He's poking and prodding, trying to get past Tony Parker. Is he going to put it up? He does. No foul. Larry Bird gets the rebound, down by 2, 45 seconds on the clock. Bird brings the ball down the court on the break. Look at Tim Duncan. Look at Tim Duncan. Doesn't get it to him. Gets it to him late. Over Kurt Thomas, he makes, and it is a tie ball game. 38 seconds on the clock as we go into a timeout. All right, Wizards coming out of the timeout. What are they going to cook up here? Probably going to go through Agent Zero, you would have to assume. Arenas with the ball, looking for a screen from Shaq. He's coming. He doesn't hit it. Goes to Rose. Rose with a wide open 3. Buries it. 32 seconds. Wizards up by 3. All right, after back-to-back timeouts, San Antonio inbounding the ball. Hito looking for somebody. Gets it in. No, he doesn't get in. Okay, he does finally get into Tony Parker. Tony Parker needs to move fast. I don't know why he's holding the ball here. He finds Manu open for 3. Can he bury this? He's missed one, but he buries it. Back-to-back huge threes from both teams. 115 to 115, 22.4 seconds left on the clock. Washington can hold for the last shot, which they will probably do. And you have to imagine this one is going to Mr. Gilbert Arenas. Out of the timeout. Let's see what Washington draws up. It's probably going to be just hold it for a little bit. Try to catch a screen, get Gilbert open for a shot. They're waiting it out. 13 seconds, 10, 11, 10. You got to go now. They start moving, looking for something. Jalen Rose, maybe. No, he goes at him. He put it in. Not a great shot, but he buries it. Oh my word. Gilbert Arenas buries the shot to win in the... Oh my God. How does this keep happening? How does this keep happening? Oh my gosh, 2K. Mike, you got to tune your game, bro. These CPU teams hitting too many full court shots. 118 to 118 at the end of regulation because of an absolutely disgusting display of shooting there at the end. Okay, we're going to overtime. I will catch you when we get toward the end of it. 1 minute and 34 seconds left on the clock. It's a tie ball game. Gilbert Arenas drives to the bucket. He misses. Shaq gets the rebound and puts that one away. Woo, with authority. It looks like both teams have all their players. I did not note if anyone was close to being fouled. Actually, let's check that really quick before we move on with this. So is anyone close to fouling out here? Tony Parker has 5 fouls, and no one on the Wizards has foul trouble. So should be good except for Tony Parker. Tony Parker with the ball. Speak of the devil, gets it to Duncan. Duncan gets Shaq. Ooh, nice fake there from Duncan. Easy layup. 126, tie ball game, 118 on the clock. Elliott brings the ball up the court, looks for that screen from Shaq, takes it. Is he going to shoot that? No, okay, he's not that brave. They're doubling Arenas, and that leaves Elliott open, but he misses the shot. Tony Parker with the ball on the break. Shoot that, thank you. Oh, he missed it. Oh, Tony, you got to hit that, my man. All right, Gilbert with the ball, working his magic, finds Shaq for, ooh, okay. A nice little alley-oop lay-in, and that is going to be a timeout. Wizards up by 2, 52 seconds on the clock. San Antonio to inbound. Gotta look for a quick shot here, but you don't have to go too fast. They can take their time, but you don't want to take too much time. Oh my gosh, Tony Parker left him sleeping. Ooh, but misses the 3. Hito can't get the rebound. Watch out for Agent Zero on the wing. They don't go for him. Jalen Rose trying to work some magic against Hito. Finds Gilbert. Gilbert looks for a screen. Kurt Thomas doesn't give it to him, but Elliott is also not going to give it to him. Elliott's wide open. Nope, they don't go to it. He shoots a... Oh my gosh. That was a bold shot from Mr. Arenas. All right, got to move fast. Larry Bird brings the ball down the court. Look at... Oh, okay. Got to find Tim Duncan here. There it is. Yes, thank you. Okay. 19 seconds on the clock. Tie ball game. Wizards are going to hold it again, most likely for the last shot. So probably going to be another Gil miracle shot here. Let's see what they do, if they draw up anything different from last time. He's actually pushing more than he did last time. Last time he just stood there. All right, he's going now. 10 seconds. No one else is moving. Now they start moving. 10 seconds on the clock. Gilbert, spin move. Getting doubled. Jalen Rose wide open. Oh, he misses. Full court heave. Come on, go in, baby. Oh my God, it was so close. Oh my gosh, I would have popped off so hard. All right, we are going into double overtime in Game 7 of the NBA Finals. This is a wild one, folks. 1 minute, 44 seconds. San Antonio has kind of pulled away here, up 141 to 132. The good news for both teams, no one really anywhere closer to fouling out. Tony Parker still has 5 fouls, so I guess he could foul at any second. But, oh, Gilbert gets past him. A tough shot, he misses. Shaq gets the rebound. Shaq puts it up, misses. Kurt Thomas gets the rebound. He puts it up, and Tim Duncan says, no, sir. Oh, that might have been, was that a foul or was that a 24-second shot clock violation? Oh my God. Look at, wow. He spiked that thing.
Jackhammering those balls.
Is not a foul. It's just it's out of bounds. They said violation. I thought it was a foul, but it was not. Okay. Shaquille O'Neal with the ball to Gilbert. Gilbert, ooh, I thought he was going to pull. Gilbert has been on one tonight. He is shooting very well. He goes at Tony Parker, gets right by him pretty easily, but does not make the shot. Oh boy. Is Gilbert out of gas? Could be. Tony Parker is going to take his time here. San Antonio has a pretty big margin right now. Manu open but doesn't take it. Looking, maybe Larry Bird going to come off a screen here. Are we going to get an illegal screen on Hidu? I think that is an illegal screen on number 18. Gilbert Arenas brings the ball down the court. 1:03 on the clock. Thinks about the step back. Doesn't shoot it, but then does. Gilbert, can we check his points? How many points does this man have? Arenas is on 41. Shaq's on 42. What a stat line. Holy moly. Larry Bird only has 17 points. Jeez Louise. All right, like I said, they are doing well, keeping it balanced. Ball into Manu. He is bringing the ball down the court. Again, the Spurs are going to want to waste time. They're up by 7 with 52 seconds on the clock. Maybe they're not going to waste time. Tony Parker takes it right to Mr. Arenas and shoots a little layup there, misses. Gilbert gets the rebound, brings it back down the court. Elliott with the ball. Probably not the guy you want shooting, but Manu does foul him, so he will go to the line. Could put the Wizards within 5 with 38 seconds to go if he can make both of these. He makes the first 6-point ball game, and he makes the second. Okay, not a bad shot. Oh, Bo Elliott. Now we know his first name. All right, Bo Elliott makes it a 5-point ball game with 37 seconds on the clock. Jalen Rose forced to foul. Tony Parker immediately fouled. He'll be going to the line. Probably, I mean, this team is a very good free throw shooting team, so we should be fine. They should make it through pretty easily. Tony makes the first, and Tony second is up, and a miss. He missed that one. Ooh, not a good look for him. Gilbert needs to shoot quick or find someone else to shoot quick. Gilbert Arenas has never seen a shot he didn't like, so I'm sure he'll, oh, wow. Oh, my God. Okay, look, they're not going to win, but they're going to have fun. Okay, it's a 4-point ball game, 26 seconds on the clock. Manu going to the line, try to make this a 6-point game, and he does make the first, so it's 5 points. Second shot is up. It is a make. Ooh, that may have been the nail in the coffin for the Wizards right there. All right, out of the timeout, the Wizards got to look to shoot quick. I mean, basically immediately if they want to have a chance. Gilbert gets the ball, doesn't put it up, brings it back out, still moving around. I mean, this is not ideal. You got to go quicker than this, Gilbert, if you're going to have a chance. Kurt Thomas with the shot. He makes, okay, sure. 4-point game, 17 seconds on the clock. They're going to have to get very lucky with fouls or with free throw shooting here. It's probably not going to happen. Manu at the line. First shot is up. It is a make. Yeah, this one's over. We'll play it out, but still, I'm pretty sure this one's done. Yeah, Manu makes a second. It's a 6-point game. They're going to keep calling timeouts. It's going to be annoying. They have one more full timeout, so we're almost done here. All right, Wizards inbounding the ball. It doesn't really matter what they do. They get it into Shaq. Shaq, jack up a 3, baby. No, he does not. Elliott does, though. He's going to miss, and that's good. Come on. You cannot score. I mean, maybe you can. All right, Tim Duncan to the line with his weird duck free throw shooting. He misses the first. That's a good sign if you're a Washington fan. And the second is going. Oh, I love how he turns at his feet. He makes the second. 7-point game. It's over. They're not even going to call timeout. They may just run the clock down, which would be nice of them. And the Spurs are going to be NBA champions in Tim Duncan's first year. They definitely earned it. Oh, Kurt Thomas hitting a 3. Okay. Sure, sir. All right, 2 seconds on the clock. There's the game. The Spurs are NBA champions in Larry Bird's first season with the team. Also, this means that he is now tied Robert Horry for 7 NBA championships in his career. So there is a chance that Larry Bird could tie Bill Russell for 11 NBA championships in a career. I did not think that was how far we were going to go. I mean, I knew he was going to do well, but I did not think he was going to do quite this well. Bird has been absolutely dominant, and even if he does start to regress, he does have players around him that I think could make his aging happen even more gracefully than you can imagine. So let's get into year number 13. Hopefully, it's a lucky one. Welcome to year number 13 in this grand experiment. Hito is out, Brent Barry is in. The Spurs also went and added Glenn Robinson, so a very good team. I think this team might actually be better than last year. I mean, very slightly better, at least like depth-wise. Let's see if it plays out with another championship. In year 13, Larry Bird averages 22.1 points, 8.5 rebounds, 7.7 assists, 1.8 steals, and half a block per game. He also makes the All-NBA third team and the All-Defensive first team. And the Spurs find themselves as the 1 seed yet again. This time they'll be going up against Tyson Chandler's Minnesota Timberwolves in round 1. It's been a surprisingly physical series, and the Spurs are going into Game 7 with their season on the line. The Spurs are at home, however, they are down by 1 with a minute and 41 seconds on the clock. Let's see if they can bring this back, finish it out strong. Manu with the ball, gets it to Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan working against some random man. He misses. Who is that? I didn't see his name. Someone named Holton. Okay, sure. Jamal Mashburn brings the ball down the court for the Timberwolves. Team's up by 1. They're probably going to try to run some clock here. Gets a screen from Holton. Glenn Robinson sticks with him, hits step back, but does not shoot. Looking for somebody, finds Holton. Holton guarded by Duncan. Duncan probably going to win that matchup. Aaron McKee with the ball. Going to have to shoot soon. Brent Barry, in fact, in his face. Oh, I thought he was going to make that. Okay, he misses. Duncan with the rebound. Gets it to Manu. Manu is injured, but not injured enough to not be on the court, of course. Looking for somebody. Manu finds Tim Duncan. I thought he was going to try to go to Glenn Robinson there. Tim Duncan drives right past his man, hits an easy floater. That puts San Antonio up by 1 with 55 seconds on the clock. Look at that. Tim Duncan, 30 points, 17 rebounds.
Oh my, I feel fluttery inside.
That man is feasting tonight. All right, Jamal Mashburn with the ball, gets a screen. Mashburn right by Duncan. Ooh, he hits the layup. That puts Minnesota back up by 1, coming out of the timeout just to reset. Tony Parker not in the game because he fouled out in only 20 minutes of action tonight. Also, Larry Bird not shooting that great. 0 for 4 from 3, so he's going to have to show up here late. 43 seconds on the clock. Minnesota up by 1. Manu with the ball. Gets a screen from Duncan. He's going to take it. Look for a screen. Ooh, I thought he was going to look for the pass. He does find a pass to Glenn Robinson. A little bit of a, not the best pass we've ever seen. Gets an open fader. He hits. Spurs back up by 1, 29 seconds on the clock. All right, Minnesota has the chance to go for a 2-for-1 opportunity here, but they're probably going to hold it for as long as they can, try to take it close to the last shot. They can't get the last shot exactly, but they can get close to it and leave not a ton of clock for San Antonio to work with if they do make it. Jamal Mashburn, they're going to do the screen again. It worked last time. It works again. Tyson Chandler at the bucket. Easy lay-in. 12 seconds on the clock. Minnesota back up by 1. All right, out of the timeout, the Spurs are going to have the last shot. I know I said Bird has had a bad shooting night, but I think you have to at least give him a chance here. But maybe it does not look like the Spurs are going to do so. Manu with the ball. He's starting to cook. He's going to go one-on-one with his man. I don't know about this. Oh my gosh, he makes it. Manu makes it. I doubted him. I'll never doubt you again, Manu. If Aaron McKee makes this, I'm going to... Okay, whew. I thought we were going to have 2 full court miracles in 1 save. Manu puts the Spurs on his back, gets them a first round win. They're going to be moving on. I think it's the Lakers next. Let's find out. All right, I was mistaken. It is actually Keith Van Horn's Houston Rockets. Definitely a winnable matchup for the Spurs. However, it's important to note that Manu is day to day and Brent Barry is actually out for at least the next couple of weeks. So we are starting to pick up those injuries here late. Let's see how we do. Tim Duncan and Larry Bird were dominating the post early, but then the Rockets mounted a comeback. They won 3 straight to take us to Game 7. Let's see how this one finishes. All right, we don't need to jump into the highlights on this one. As you can see, we're winning by 35 points with under 2 minutes left to go. This one is pretty much wrapped up. We'll just finish it out. And there you have it. Yeah, they don't even break 100 points. And we are going on to face Steve Nash and the Phoenix Suns, a familiar foe. The Suns get hot from deep a couple of games, but Tim Duncan's inside presence is too much. The Spurs make it through in 6, and they will take on the Washington Wizards in the finals for the 2nd year in a row. Let's see if we can best them once again. This time it's the Spurs to get hot from deep. Unfortunately, Shaq and the Wizards are dominating the post, and that has let them build a 3-0 series lead. The Spurs are in big trouble. Let's see if they can claw out of this hole. 2 minutes, 14 seconds on the clock. Wizards are up by 6. Agent Zero has been absolutely lethal all over the court. He has, I think, 34 points or something like that tonight. Jalen Rose, though, with the ball, gets it to Agent Zero. He goes to work against Tony Parker. Look at him working. He's working. Okay, easy shot. Man, man is on fire. 34 points now. Okay, so you had 32. Sorry. All right, Tony Parker bringing the ball down the court. Actually, both guards having a great night. Tony Parker, 29 points. So just behind him. To make it 31, everybody. All right, 6-point game, 2 minutes on the clock. We're just going to, since they're scoring so quick, I'm just going to stick with this. We're not going to do highlights. All right. Gilbert Arenas with the ball, working, gets it to Matthews. Not sure who that is. Looks like he's probably created. You can always tell creative players by their, not by their smooth jumpers, by their bad tattoos, but he does have a smoother jumper there. Tony Parker brings the ball down the court, trying to keep the Spurs in this one. They cannot let this get away. For some reason, Tim Duncan not out on the court, but it does not matter. Tony Parker keeps scoring. 33 points. Now, San Antonio down by 6. All right, ooh. Gilbert Arenas doing his fancy moves for no reason. And he hits again. Oh my God. Gilbert is just demolishing the Spurs. Gets it into Brent Barry. Brent Barry misses. Shaquille O'Neal with the rebound. Gilbert brings it down the court. Hold on. Let me pause real quick. Is Tim Duncan fouled out? Because that would be... Oh no. Tim Duncan fouls out in the all-important game 4, the closeout game. Which means now, that's why Larry Bird is guarding Shaq. I guess Brent Barry right now is guarding Shaq, which is a matchup nightmare. Shaq is going to go to work. He maybe have a little injury, but it doesn't matter when he has Brent Barry guarding him and Shaq just bullies him.
Big caboose.
10-point ball game. I think this one's over for the Spurs. We'll see what they do coming out of the timeout. Coming out of the timeout, Brent Barry looking to inbound the ball, gets it into Bird. Bird unleashes from 3 with Shaq all up in his face, but he still hits it. 7-point ball game, 51 seconds left to go. There's a chance here, not a very good one, especially if they should just get the ball into Shaq every single time. He's going to dominate whoever's guarding him. There's no other big player on the... I mean, look at this. Look at... Brent Barry has no chance. Come on. Wait! It's not even fair. Oh, man. 9-point ball game. Okay. All right. Spurs are going to need a quick shot here if they want to keep with it. I mean, it's probably over unless they have a T-Mac-like performance here. Gets it to Bird. Bird unleashes. Oh, Shaq says no. He puts that one into the stands. Big Shaq Daddy says his old teammate is not going to beat him again. Not today, Mr. Bird. Brent Barry looking to inbound the ball. Gets it to Tony Parker. Parker's had a great game, but... he thinks about it. He does go ahead and shoot, and he misses. Gilbert with the rebound. Agent Zero has been dominant today. You got to think they're just going to, I mean, run the ball. Okay, I thought they were going to shoot there. Okay, he's got to run the clock down. He's backing him up. I mean, just run the clock down and then, or do that. Yeah, sure. Sorry, my commentary is terrible because I don't understand what's happening. They should just be running the clock down, giving Shaq the ball, and letting him go to work because literally no one on this team can guard him. All right, and this game is officially over. The Wizards win by 6. Unfortunately for Larry Bird, he will not be able to tie Bill Russell's record for 11 NBA championships in his career. He still has a shot, a very outside shot, of tying Sam Jones for 10. He could potentially get up there with guys like Casey Jones and John Havlicek for 8. But at least for now, he's stuck on 7. Let's get into year number 14. In year 14, the Spurs have reloaded. As you can see, they've added a couple of good players here. We got Michael Finley, Nick Van Exel, and then the usual suspects still here at the top. It's an old team, of course, outside of Tony Parker, still only 23 years old, but I think we have the juice to make at least one more run for a title, so let's get into year number 14? 14. In year 14, Larry Bird averages 20.4 points, 8.3 rebounds, 7.3 assists, 1.8 steal, and 0.7 blocks per game, and makes it onto the All-NBA third team and first team All-Defense. And once again, San Antonio is the 1 seed, although they are going to have a relatively tough matchup because this Clippers team is led by Allen Iverson, who we know from experience is quite good in NBA 2K, so let's see how this series goes. Yeah, AI is pretty much unguardable. Thank goodness that the Spurs have the reigning MVP Tim Duncan on the team to clean things up. They get through in 5. Now they're going on to face Jason Richardson's Golden State Warriors in the second round. J. Rich gets hot for a couple games, but it is not enough. The Spurs are through in 5. Now it's time to face an old friend. That's right, Kobe Bryant and the LA Lakers are our next opponent in the Western Conference Finals. The Spurs keep knocking down shots all over the court, but Kobe Bryant is doing Kobe Bryant things. The Black Mamba wills the Lakers to 3 wins. It is Game 7. Let's see who gets to go face Indiana in the NBA Finals. All right, I'm not going to bother hopping into this one. As you can see, the Spurs have led pretty much wire to wire, up by 14 with 18 seconds left. Obviously, no chance the Lakers can come back, so let's just go ahead and skip to the NBA Finals. Now, this is not an entirely new matchup for us. Larry Bird has played the Pacers before. Jason Kidd is still here. However, now they've added Dwayne Wade to the team, so it could be a very tough task for the Spurs. Let's see how it goes. The Spurs were getting scoring from all over the court en route to building a 3-1 series lead, but the Pacers, behind Jason Kidd's hot shooting, have clawed themselves back into it. It is Game 7. Let's see who's going to be the NBA champions this year. Okay, we are in San Antonio, but you wouldn't be able to tell it from this score. Indiana holds a 109-92 lead over San Antonio with 2 minutes and 33 seconds left to go. Most likely this one is over. I will bring you back if anything exciting happens, but most likely we are headed headed to an Indiana Pacers confetti drop here in about 2 minutes. And there you have it. Larry Bird lose in the finals for the second year in a row. This means that Bird cannot catch Sam Jones, and he has 2 years to get that 8th title and beat out Robert Horry. It's going to be a tight one. They are aging, but we're going into year 15 with hope. Year 15 is here. As you can see, Larry Bird has gone down in overall quite a bit. He's 34 years old, so he's getting up there in age, starting to finally take that tumble down the rankings. But the team around him is pretty solid, so hopefully he ages gracefully. Maybe we can win 1 more championship, maybe 2. Let's see how year 15 goes. In year 15, Larry Bird's game finally starts to regress. He only averages 17.5 points, 7.4 rebounds, 7 assists, and 1.5 steals. No All-NBA teams, no all-defensive teams. He's left out completely, and the Spurs fall all the way down to a 4 seed. They're going to face Tyson Chandler's Minnesota Timberwolves in round 1, a series they should probably win, but they've been on the downswing lately, so we'll see if they can make it happen. With Bird aging, the Spurs needed some of their young guns to do some damage, and Tony Parker delivers. Spurs get by the T-Wolves in 6, and now it's on to face Kobe Bryant and Larry Bird's old team, the Los Angeles Lakers. That's still weird to say. Kobe Bryant gets injured in Game 1 and misses most of the series. However, our former friend Hedo Turkoglu has led them back. It is Game 7. Let's see if we can finish this out and move on to the Western Conference Finals. All right, usually I wouldn't bother to jump into games like this. San Antonio is going to lose, down by 13 with a minute 35, down by 15 with a minute 34 on the clock, but I thought it was notable that a couple of guys have gotten injured in this game. You'll note Tony Parker not out here, he's hurt, but I mean, this is just absolute drubbing from the Lakers here. They are going to win. They're going to move on to the Western Conference Finals. Larry Bird and the Spurs cannot get back in year 15. Bird has 1 more year left to go. Year 16, his final season to try to capture another NBA title and best Robert Horry's mark of 7 NBA titles in his career. Let's see if Larry Legend can do it. It's going to be tough. This team is getting old. He himself is getting very old, but they definitely have the pieces for another potential run. We'll just have to see if they can put it together in year number 16. But first, let's see who wins the championship this season. And Kobe makes his valiant return in the Western Conference Finals, and the Lakers end up winning over the Indiana Pacers, our former foe. LA are champs once again. Let's get on to year number 16, the final year of the save. As you can see, team continues to get older and not really adding anyone of note. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say that. We did add Kurt Thomas, but otherwise not a lot of big names here. We're just going to have to hope that we can make it through year 16, back to the finals, and give Larry Bird one last chance to win title number 8. In year 15, Larry Bird's stats take another downturn. Now he's averaging 17.4 points, 6.4 rebounds, 6.4 assists, 1.3 steals, and half a block per game. Not making any All-NBA or All-Defensive teams. However, the one piece of good news is that the Spurs are a 2 seed. Last year, if you'll remember, they were a 4 seed, so improving there. Let's see if they can win their first round matchup, make it back to the finals in Larry Bird's final year. Both teams are getting points from all over the court, but it's a Game 7 matchup. Are the Spurs going to be out in round 1 in Bird's final year? Let's hope not. All right, as you can see, Spurs are up by 8 with less than a minute to go, and they are at the line. So I think this one's pretty much over. We're not going to bother getting to the highlights. Let's just go through the end of here. Yeah, so they're going to win by 6 points. A little closer than I thought it was going to be, but still not a real contest. We're going to move on to take on Allen Iverson's Los Angeles Clippers. The Spurs get past Steve Nash and AI pretty easily, but we're going up against the LA Lakers once again. It did not end well for us last year. Let's see if we could turn the tables back around and make it to the finals in Larry Bird's final season. It has been a tough fought series, but the San Antonio Spurs have forced a Game 7, and unfortunately Larry Bird and the rest of the San Antonio Spurs are gonna go out with a whimper, not a bang. They are down by 14 points with a minute and a half left to go to these LA Lakers. It's pretty much over, folks, unfortunately. Larry Bird had a somewhat legitimate chance to tie Bill Russell for the all-time lead in NBA titles. However, he's been stymied. San Antonio has not been able to win a title in the last 4 years, and he sticks on 7, which is fitting because that is exactly how many titles Robert Horry had. back in the day. So I guess you got to say that Robert Horry had just as successful of a career as Larry Bird in this case. I mean, of course, Bird won 3 MVPs. You can't say the same about Robert Horry, but unfortunately, he's not able to best Big Shot Bob in the title department. Let's see who wins these finals, and then we will wrap things up. And here at the end, the Lakers are your NBA champions. Kobe wins yet again. Okay, real quick, just to wrap it up, here is Larry Bird. He has retired from the NBA. He actually played 2 more seasons past what Robert Horry did, so you're going to note something real quick that it doesn't really count for the purposes of this, but as you can see, 21.4 points, 8.2 rebounds, 7.5 assists, 1.7 steals, and 0.6 blocks per game. And he wins 3 MVP awards, 16 of 18 times he makes the All-Star team, never wins Defensive Player of the Year or Sixth Man of the Year, which is fair, he's too good, but he wins 8 championships. That's right, after we stopped, somehow the Spurs won a championship. Now that does not count for our tally, but still worth noting, they won another championship. He is the Finals MVP 6 of those times, MVP or NBA First Team 5 times, Second Team 4, Third Team 4, All Defensive First Team 8, All Defensive Second Team twice, and he makes the Rookie First Team 1 time, which I guess that's all you can do. But yes, a very, very good career for Larry Bird. If you have any other famous journeyman you would like to see switched out, please let me know in the comments. Had a lot of fun with this one, a very interesting save. I was not completely convinced that Larry Bird was going to do as well as Robert Horry. I mean, statistically, obviously going to do better, but I didn't know if he could win as many championships, so it was cool to see that happen. A lot of cool moments. Hopefully you all enjoyed. I will see you all next time.
Thank you.